Hello and welcome to Just Vintage Crochet, and we have 3 patterns left. So let's just go ahead and pick. If you're new to the channel, I have a few patterns here now. We started off with 16 and my son actually puts the patterns together, so I don't know what they are, and to the best of his ability, he is not a crocheter. He goes through and he blacks out things he believes would give away the pattern. He cuts off the title and the picture if there is one, and he gives those to me whenever we're done. So what I have left is 3 patterns, one from 1849, 1853, and 1980s. Unspecific, just 1980s. So let's go ahead and see which one of these 3 we're working on today. And we have number 16, which is not here. Uh-oh. Well, let's do this. Okay, we have number 8 and we have number 2. So let's just pretend that number 3 is number 16. That way we don't work the ones that are actually there. Okay, so today we will be working, oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's number 16. So we are missing number 3. I didn't realize we had 4 patterns still, so just a moment. Yeah, I keep all the numbers so that we can just reuse them the next time we fill the bowl up. So I'm going to put number 3 back into the pot, and we will work number 16. So now we have 3 patterns left, or I guess we had 4. Okay, so this is from one of the oldest books I have, 1846. When we first started doing our mystery patterns, this was the exact book we started working out of. So what do we have here? Oh, okay. He included the stitch definitions. So I already know what the stitch definitions are, but it'll be beneficial for y'all who are new to the antique crochet, nearly 200-year-old crochet. Just a moment, doggy barking. Okay, today it says in double Berlin wool, which is going to be a light worsted, a light number 4 worsted. So thicker than a sport weight, but thinner than a good number 4 worsted weight. 5 shades of scarlet, 4 shades of stone, 4 shades of Collier de Bois. I have no idea what that is. That's color something, I'm sure, but I can look it up. Light green, black, white, and shaded blue make a chain of 150 stitches. First row, black and darkest boys. I'm sure I'm pronouncing this wrong. That's clearly in French. I am not French, so I don't speak it very good. Or at all. 2 stitches of each. First row, 2 stitches of each. Okay, all right, let me get some colors. Okay, so from what I understand, it's pastel colors. So it wants 5 shades of scarlet. Like, how many color? What is this? 5 shades of scarlet. Here is what I have come up with from my own stash to avoid going to the store. It's a total of 17 colors. The purple is because I don't have any more shades of scarlet, and the burnt orange is also because I don't have any more shades of scarlet. I have so many different brands of essentially this color and this color. So here I have my 4 shades of stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 shades of scarlet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. White, black, 4 pastels. So 1, 2, 3. Where's my other pastel? Which one? Oh, 4. A shade of blue, and then light green. So that's everything. So I'm gonna try to make whatever this is without being caved in by all this yarn. Okay, so I went ahead and chained 150 in the black, just because black seems like a good foundation color. And then of course the first row does say to use black and the darkest of the boyas. So for me, that's going to be this sort of purpley violet. It doesn't seem like it's the darkest, but it's kind of the darkest compared to the lemon yellow, the pastel pink, and then this cool toned blue. So it says here, first row, black and darkest boyish, 2 stitches of each. So I'm translating that as, sorry that it's in black. Let's see if this will help a little bit. But it's just simple single crochet. So there's not, there's not much to see there. So 1, 2, I'm not going to finish the second stitch until I introduce the new color. Okay, and then 2 in the lightest shade, make sure I bring the black along. One, and 2. I might work under, or yarn over, I might. I think I want a little bit of a thicker stitch. Oops. Should bring that black. Okay, don't finish with the purple. Finish with the black, and then do 2 in black. And I'm going to leave that tail behind. One and 2. So I'm going to repeat this all the way to the end. One and 2. So this pattern here might take me more than today to finish, and that's fine. But there we go. I'm just going to continue to work this. And no doubt this is much bigger than it was likely meant to be because I am using a thicker yarn and a bigger hook. So I'm using a 5mm hook and a nice and thick 4mm. I'm using pretty much all Red Heart Super Savers. So this is a number 4 worsted weight. We're supposed to be using somewhere around a sport weight and probably a 3.75 or 4mm hook. But this is what I had, and I really didn't want to go to the store and spend a bunch of money on yarn. So I'll be back whenever I get down to the end of this row. Okay, all done with that. Now with these patterns from the 1840s with crochet, you don't turn. You have to cut at the end of every row and then deal with weaving in all of your ends. So that's what I'm going to do. So we never turn. We always work on the front side of the pattern. So it says for row 2, there we go, that we're now going to work the second shade in black. So when I was looking at this, the only thing I can assume is they wanted us to start with the darkest of the pastel. So perhaps they want us to now work with the second darkest and black. So starting back at the beginning here, go into my very first stitch made and do 2 single crochet in black and 2 single crochet in the, for me, the light or powder blue. So here we go. 1 and 2, but I'm going to finish that second stitch with my blue. There we go. Lots and lots of tails are going to have to be dealt with this pattern here. There we go. The tails are kind of getting in my way a little bit. I keep grabbing them. Okay, 1 and 2 of the blue. But I will say this row should go by a lot faster since I'm not working in the chain. And 1, 2 of the black, and 1 and 2 of the blue. I don't know that I'm supposed to do it like this because all it says is second shade and black. So I'm assuming that the instructions from the first row carry on to the second row, which is 2 stitches of each. That's all I can do is assume. Okay, so I finished that one. There we go. All right, so I'm going to work this all the way to the end, and then I will cut and come back to you guys. 1 and 2. There we go. I quite like it so far. All right, I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I finished the row in blue. Then I went ahead and because my dishwasher was running, I didn't really want to stop working. But it wasn't super important to show you. It just said third row, third shade. So I'm assuming the third darkest shade in plain being single crochet. So that's what I did. And also I took a few minutes to weave in all of my ends. So I just worked one row in plain or single crochet, US single crochet in the third lightest shade. And so now here we are ready for round or row 4. And I'm going to assume this means the fourth of the pastel shades, so the lightest shade. And it wants us to work 21 stitches of green and 3 of the lightest shade, so the fourth shade. And yeah, it says right there, lightest shade. Okay, so I imagine that's going to be our stitch pattern going forward. I'm going to go ahead and attach the light green, which for me is, I think it's tea leaf, light green. Oh no, it's just light green. Okay. And work 21 stitches of light green, and then, oh, this is going to work out perfect because my lightest shade in the pastel is yellow, so that's going to go really good with this green. Okay. So 21 stitches in light green and then 3 in the yellow, or the lightest of my pastels. That's 3, 4, and 5. I'll be right back. I have 20 stitches, so my 21st stitch, I'm going to change color. So I start the stitch and then introduce my lightest pastel, the yellow, and work 3 shades in the yellow. Might as well include my tail a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Grab the green and work 21 stitches in green. So that's going to be the repeat, 21 and 3, 21 and 3. This is interesting and probably one of the most fun patterns we have ever done on this channel as far as mystery patterns go. Man, oh man, I am really having fun with this one because it's allowing me to really play with stitch work, color work, and I don't know, my imagination is, it's a genuine mystery. I'm having too much fun with this one. We'll see how I feel later on today whenever my hands are exhausted. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to continue this pattern of 21 and 3, 21 and 3, changing colors at every 20th stitch. I'll be right back. Okay, so finished with all of that. You might hear some background noise. Justin is in the kitchen. So now it wants us to do the same thing for row 5, but with white and our first shade of scarlet. So I'm just going to assume that's the darkest shade of scarlet. So I have my white and my wine, which is my darkest shade of scarlet. And it just wants us to do 21 white, 3 scarlet, 21 white, 3 scarlet. So we just follow the pattern that is already there. And I'm going to weave both of these tails in as I go. Okay, so I will be back whenever I have 21 white worked in. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's 20. This is 21. And just like before, we just add our new color. No different. So I'm going to work this all the way to the end, and then I'll be right back. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. And then 21 white again. There we go. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I imagine just design, just color changes for I don't know what, maybe a blanket, but it's a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, but not much. So maybe this is supposed to be a baby blanket or like a lap blanket or a traveling blanket, you know, a carriage blanket. We shall see. Okay, so here is how that is looking so far. So now for row 6, it wants us to work the second shade of the scarlet. So the second darkest, which is going to be this brighter, more berry color I have. And first shade of stone, again, I'm going to go with darkest to lightest. So this gray here, it's sort of a heathered gray. It's a really nice color. So see, first shade of stone, 3 stone, 15 scarlet, 3 stone, 3 scarlet. And I'm sure to the English that sounded like a bunch of weight measurements, but it's the color. Okay, so here we go. Don't want the tail to be too long. All right, 3 stone. One, 2. This yarn here is a little bit more robust, a little bit thicker. And 3. And then 15 of the berry. And of course the berry is a bit thinner than the gray. Different brands. I believe the gray is Joann's brand. So, okay, 15 of the berry color. 2, 3. Okay, you can see the difference in thickness. It's just a bit thicker. It's okay. I'll be right back. Okay, that's 13, 14, and 15. And then 3 stone and 3 scarlet, then start back over again. Okay, 3 stone, 1, 2, 3, 3 scarlet or berry, can't seem to get into that stitch. 1, 2, 3, 3 stone, 3 scarlet, and then starting over again with 3 stone. So we start back at the beginning. So we end with 3 stone right there, 3 scarlet right there, and then we come back to the beginning by the semicolon, and we go with 3 stone, 15 scarlet, stone, scarlet, stone. There you go. That's the repeat. Now 15 of the scarlet again. So there we go. I'll be right back. That's the repeat. I completely forgot because I had it set off to the side and behind me that the darkest of my scarlet is this purple, which I get it. It's more like in the blue family. It's the closest thing I've got. And so technically this would be under the wine. That's how it would look. What do you guys think? Should I undo my work and put the purple in? Because now my color count is thrown off. I do have a pink. Hold on a minute. It won't work because my fourth color is that burnt orange, which would look really good next to the red. I'm gonna have to do this again and include the purple as my darkest scarlet color. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and added in that gorgeous violet, and I made that is my darkest shade of scarlet. So this will be my second darkest shade of scarlet, the wine. And so now it wants my second darkest shade of stone, which I have this sort of, it looks very bright green in real life, like a much more yellowy green, but I mean on camera, but in real life, this is almost gray. It just doesn't look like it on camera, guys. But this is almost a gray green. And also I'm gonna use this cranberry that I was using earlier. So these will be my two colors for my third darkest shade of scarlet. Okay, and it wants us to work. There we go. Second shade of stone, third shade of scarlet, same as sixth row. So we're just going to match color for color on this row here. So we'll do 3 of the stone. All right. So now we do our 3 of the stone. I really wish you guys could see this in real life. It is a nice color. It's not quite as, it almost looks the same. Anyways, I'll let it go. Okay. Now we add this cranberry. And we will do 15 stitches in the berry color. So I'll go ahead and work this across so you can see the results. I'll work all the way across. That way you can see how it looks on these colors. But we're just going to match color for color. I'll be right back. Okay, so finished this row, and it looks like every row until the repeat is a repeat of the 6th row, essentially. Because the 8th row says to repeat the 7th row. The 7th row was a repeat of the 6th. The 9th row is, I can only guess is a repeat. It doesn't say it's a repeat, but then the 10th row says the same as the 9th. So I can only assume the 9th is the same as the 8th, which is the same as the 7th, which is the same as the 6th. The only thing that's changing is the colors. So now I'm gonna work until the repeat off camera, because there's no point in showing you all of that. But I am gonna follow the colors. So if you want to work along with me, you're gonna 8th row, you're gonna work your 3rd shade of stone, 4th shade of scarlet, and then the 9th row, 4th shade of stone, the last shade of scarlet, so the lightest shade. And then the 10th row, just the same as the 9th, so no color change, I'm assuming. So 9th row, we're gonna work twice in a row, same color, same everything. So I will start the 8th row for you, and then I'm gonna work up until the end of the 10th row off camera. So 3rd shade of stone is for me, I really haven't even decided yet. I'm gonna do this light brown, and then I have a tan color for my lightest shade of stone. These are the closest colors I had to sort of earthy. I mean, I really didn't have a lot of stone colors, sorry. I had mostly earth tones, so I just sort of went with that. And my next shade of scarlet, I'm kind of regretting. It's red. It's just straight up Crayola red. And I kind of wished I had done the red on the wine and then done the berry on the red, but I really don't want to undo this last row. So yeah, look, I didn't have any, like I said, I've got about 3 different brands of these 2 colors right here. I have so much of these 2 colors. And then I have other colors in scarlet, but they are they're like bulky, you know. So here's the red on top of that. I think it'll be okay. And then my lightest shade of scarlet is this sort of burnt orange. And I thought the burnt orange would look really good next to the red and all that. It's the best I can do. And then my final, I'm sorry, I have all this yarn around me. My final shade of stone is this sort of beigey color. And again, I mostly went with earth tones because that's all I had. Okay. So that's my colors. And so I will be back whenever I'm at the end of the 10th row. I believe the 9th row is the last color change. And then the 10th row, we do the exact same colors again. All right. So I will see you then. And then we will look at the repeat and I'll work the repeat. We'll go over it and then I'll work the repeat off camera so we can see how this is meant to look. And then we unveil it. Oh no, we work until there are 18 inches. Okay. So it is giving us specific instructions on that. So we repeat these rows essentially. Repeat colors back again. I wonder if we repeat all the way from the very bottom. Probably. Repeat colors back again. It says here, repeat the colors back again, ending with a plain row of the darkest color, couleur de bois. French, I'm sorry. And the 2 rows of 2 stitches. Okay, then 6 rows of the shaded blue. Work until there are 18 inches, until 18 inches total or 18 inches of shaded blue. Or 18 inches of the 6 rows, yeah. Work until there are 18 inches, finish with a clasp. A clasp. Now I'm convinced this thing is too big. That's okay, we're gonna make the best of it. Yeah, the red is just, I don't know. I won't really know how I feel about it until I work it across, but feeling like it's just not right. I'm gonna bury all these tails in. Yeah, I'm feeling like the red is just not quite right, but neither is the purple, so it is what it is. Oh, I pushed my camera. Okay, so that's how that's looking. I think it's okay. I think I'm worrying too much. All right, I will be back whenever I'm at the end of row 10, and then we will start the repeat over again and see how it looks at the end. I'll work at 18 inches, but all right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, well, here is the end of the first section. Now, this actually took me several hours to do. It's 17 different colors, 150 stitches wide. I didn't even measure how wide it is. Let's see how wide it is. The thing is, I like to get videos out very frequently. You guys like it whenever I get the videos out very frequently too. So there's no way I'm going to be able to spend the time it takes to work 18 inches of this and be able to start working on another video. So this is 40, just over 42 inches wide. That's pretty wide. But what do you guys think? Okay, so I believe the repeat is just to start down here and put all that up here again. I want to know what this is now, because I'm starting to think that this is some kind of a, well, no, it asked for a clasp, didn't it? What on earth could this be asking for a clasp? It's interesting though, isn't it? All right, I'll be right back. Let me see what this is. It doesn't have a picture. This book doesn't have pictures. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is a traveling bag. So 18 more inches, or not 18 more inches, but a total of 18 inches puts us, my goodness, it's 1.5 feet. So if we had 1.5 feet, where would we put a clasp at? Like this? And yeah, actually that would work. If you were to fold it in half like this and stitch it up the side, you could totally put handles or a clasp at the top, and that's interesting. And this is a super interesting design. I think this is super interesting. And I love all the different colors. When we think of the 1800s, especially the 1840s, we sort of think of things in black and white, or we think of things in these deep, rich, almost Gothic, Victorian colors, right? But I mean, they really liked them some colors and some style. And I also learned throughout all my time doing this, they really liked striping and chevron, or as they call it, the Russian stitch. I think this is a lot of fun and it's really neat. And I hope somebody actually makes this and shares it with me on my email so that I can post it on the community post. I simply, this took me, I started filming at 8 a.m. It is now it's 4 in the afternoon. It's 3:58. So it took me, it took up my whole day to do this. It doesn't seem like it, but filming and all the different color changes, and yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done, but I'm going to immediately start filming another one. We only have 3 patterns in our bowl left. So let's get those done and get that bowl filled back up. Also, look for some regular tutorials coming up very, very soon. Stuff that's going to be great for the upcoming fall and winter seasons. Okay, guys, I love you lots. Let me know what you think. It's inside out. There we go. Let me know what you guys think of this one this time. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.